Hello everyone, welcome back to Rocky Ridge Auto. Today we're going to go ahead and check out this CX-90. All the features, this is a perfect third row SUV, top safety pick, as well as plenty of fun and comfortable features. So let's go ahead, hop inside and take a look. Now that we're inside the Mazda, let's check out the mileage. This one has 40,000 miles. You can access things within the instrumental panel through the info, like tracking your mileage, drive information, as well as, of course, safety features. You can adjust your gap with your safety warnings right here, so you can have it close or far for those warnings. You also have your cruise control settings, adaptive cruise control, volume, tune, and hands-free calling with voice commands with having a phone connected. But let's go ahead and check out your screen display. So you actually don't use this as kind of like a touchscreen display. You have your knob down here that you control everything with. So it's right here at your hand's width. The screen does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as well as your time, and then of course you have your communication, navigation settings, and up top, entertainment and information. Accessing your entertainment, you can go ahead and access your stations, tune, things like that, radio reset, everything that you would need. You also have a back arrow here, go back into what you were using beforehand. Taking a look at navigation, you can see your compass, but you also have Apple and Google Maps with connecting a phone, settings, and options within this Mazda. But let's go ahead and put this in reverse and check out your backup camera. Put it over into reverse and you have a nice clear backup camera. Make sure you and others stay safe while doing that. Put this back into park, and I think that's pretty much the gist for up on the screen. It does show you that it has 50 miles per hour because when you are driving, a digital miles per hour pops up on the screen. Lights are down below that. Engine start stop button, which you have your key fob door. Key fob has lock and unlock, trunk release, as well as your alert system. Uses for keyless entry, and it's a nice little feature within the vehicle. Put that down and you have concealed cup holders. See all of the other things within your center console, which is your gear shift, drive modes, which you have sport, normal, and off-road. Normal, since we are in normal driving terrain, as well as of course you have your downhill assist. Climate controls up top here. You have dual temperature for the driver and passenger to have a different temperature, as well as you have heated seats, so you can adjust those. Nice and simple, easy to operate. The wireless charging pad and another charging port, so you can use all of those options, charge up your devices, plenty of space throughout this instrumental panel and area up front. Behind that is your operations, which I kind of went over, where you have your navigation, back arrow, home menu, and music, volume and tune right over here, as well as you can have your favorites. Parking brake and auto hold, and then your center console that has a split way open and some charging ports, so you can charge up your devices. Easy as that. Feature that I think Mazda always thought about is having convenience with charging your devices. In case you want to have access to it but still want to have some of this closed, you can just close this portion and still have this armrest and have your wires or phone hooked up to it right here, as well as a little cord cuppy thing for this being closed and not smashing your wires. Let's take a look up top here where you have your sunroof. Open that up and close that as you would like. Sunglass holder, of course, and your lighting settings. Already went over everything on the steering wheel. Of course, you do have your paddle shifters behind the steering wheel for that auto manual mode / your sports mode. You have your sensors, traction control off, I-stop, which is your auto on and off start stop in traffic to save some gas. Trunk release that you have on your key fob as well, and back on your trunk. Most of the controls and buttons up front. Take a step outside and see the interior of this Mazda. So you can kind of see it. It has gold accents around as well as silver accents. Of course, you have your black leather interior with heated seats. Move the seat forward and backwards, nice and simple, as well as the passenger seat. Look out the back seats and third row. So you of course have door pockets here where you have some room for some drinks, as well as your window controls, and even a sunshade that you can lock into place, and it kind of shades that sun by being inside the vehicle. Put that back down, nice sleek look for both the back doors. Hopping inside, you have adjustable vents, charging ports, and your own climate controls. So the rear passengers can go ahead and adjust this however they would like. So the driver has the opportunity to lock up or adjust the room temperature whenever they would like. Back of the seats have pockets. Middle seat here folds down to be an armrest with cup holders, of course. And then you have a button down below here to launch for the second row, to have access to the third row. You can sit 3 people back here as well as 3 people in this row. You can see you have cup holders, charging port for any charging up devices, things like that. Nice and easy, convenient to have. Let's check out the trunk space with the third row up. Of course, you got that automatic lift gate, nice and simple to have access to the trunk space. Charging port on the right hand side, and then a light setting on the left hand side. Here's it with the seats up. You still have some storage underneath here for some tools and extra things in case of any emergency. Put that down and let's show you how easy it is to put up and down the third row seats. Nice and simple to pull forward, and you have nice flat amount of storage. But that is it with the third row completely down, faced within this Mazda. But I think that about wraps up everything that I have for today. You can lock and shut the trunk right back here. Let's go ahead and just shut it for right now. That's all I have today for this Mazda CX-90. Of course, this does have a good hybrid kind of system, so you get amazing gas mileage, as well as plenty of safety features, fun features, heated seats, leather seats, sunroof, everything galore. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, feel free to text or call 717-733-8985. You can always stop in for a visit. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.